Hello everyone, I'm going to be talking about the forgivable loan today. I'm sure that you've heard that some of the loan that this new stimulus bill is offering can be forgiven. So the forgiven part of the loan is covered under what they call the Payroll Protection Program, PPP. You've heard, probably have heard it called. I'm Ronica, and I am working with business owners to help them navigate this complex bill so that they can get the best use or the best incentive for every portion of this bill. So back to the forgivable loan. So there are two loans that are being offered right now, and the one that I'm talking about today is the one that has the potential to be forgiven, or it can be forgiven. So as of yesterday, we've heard that these loans will be originated by local banks. So if you're a business owner and you want to get a part of this loan, then you have to contact your local banker so that you can get into the queue. So this application goes live on Friday, so you will be able to start applying for this loan starting Friday of this week. So a few questions I have here that I'm able to answer for you, but one thing I will tell you is what to expect. So you should expect that the banks are going to be completely overwhelmed working on their processes, and their business owner clients that are going to be reaching out to them trying to get approved, under the Payroll Protection Program, PPP. So a lot of people are going to want to get into this program so that they can get loans that are forgiven. So as I said, expect that the banks are going to be flooded. So make sure that you start to gather some information before so that yours can be processed sooner. So far, since the banks are handling it, they will let you know what are some of the information they require for their own compliance processes. But what I can say that you can start getting some payroll information together. So this loan will apply to business owners with employees under 500. If you're a sole proprietorship or a solo business owner, you do qualify. But as far as what information you will need to see how much money you can get under this program, you should contact your local bank to see what they're requiring for you to do. The next question I have here is basically, so how to apply is to contact your local bank to see what information they may need from you so that you can start the application, and the application goes live on Friday. If your bank won't be able to facilitate this process for you and get you into the application queue and so forth, then you may want to look for a next authorized SBA lender so that you can apply for this loan. How much can you get? So you can't get all your costs covered under this loan. And what I'll also say that, you have to be realistic too, because everyone wants a part of this forgivable loan. So how much you can get, it's gonna base on your prior year payroll. They have a formula that they calculate your average payroll for the last year times 25%. I think, don't quote me on the formula, but there's a formula that they use based on your prior year payroll to determine the maximum amount that you can get, and I think that the cap is $100,000 per employee. This loan will only cover expenses from February 15th to the end of June. So if you're like me to think that the impact of COVID-19 is going to last longer than June, then you want to also think strategic and make sure that you're looking into the other loan that the SBA is also offering, because not all your costs will get covered under this forgivable loan package. So also thinking about that to see how much money you're going to need for the entire year. So this one specifically that's covered under the PPP program will only cover expenses from February 15th up to June, up to the end of June for 8 weeks. And this will only cover payroll related costs, if you have to pay mortgage on your business location, interest related to your mortgage, rent, and utilities. So the expenses that basically keep the business going. So it cannot pay for anything else other than those expenses. And one thing also I want to point out, so not because you get approved for this loan doesn't mean that it's going to be automatically forgiven. So you should also keep that in mind, because the compliance on the forgiven to get the loan forgiven is going to happen on the back end when the loan becomes due, that you have to prove that you use the loan on these qualified expenses. So, you know, make sure that you're working on your documentation for that as well. Consult with your provider, your CPA, to see how they can help you implement those processes to make sure you're going to get the loan forgiven. So basically, getting approved for the loan that's what gets you into the program. For you not to pay back the loan, then you have to show documentation after you use the money to show that you use the money for the qualified use of the loan. What else do I have here? So once you use the money, how will you get the loan forgiven? And this is one thing also that we're thinking that, you know, probably you're gonna have to submit information to the lender who to the bank who originated the loan. So that's something that's still, you know, left up to interpretation to see what's going to be the process for you to get that amount given. But we know that you have to show that, you know, how much payroll cost was covered by the loan, how much rent did you pay, how much mortgage, how much interest, things like that. That's going to enable you to get approved for the loan. So if you're going to need additional money, as I said, there are other incentives out there to get additional money. There's other payroll credits out there, there are payroll deferral, and there are a lot more that's covered under this bill. So if you want to also get a complete analysis of how you can get the most cash as much as possible from this stimulus package, if you're going to need money outside of this forgivable loan package that you're going to receive from your local bank, then we can go ahead and do a consultation for you to see what's going to be the best approach for the rest of the incentives that this bill offer. I will go ahead and drop my calendar link below. Send me any other questions that you have and I'll be happy to answer them. But before you do anything else, go ahead and contact your local bank so that you can start getting into the queue, or at least you will know if they're going to be able to help you to put an application in to get in the pot for this forgivable part of the loan. Until then, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.